Welcome back to the Franchise Tag Scouting Department. On today's video, I'm going to be going over LSU quarterback Jayden Daniels. He's the 2023 Heisman winner. He's 6'4", weighs 210 pounds, and in this past season, he threw 3,812 yards, 40 touchdowns, and 4 interceptions. He's also a prolific runner, running for 1,134 yards with 10 touchdowns in 2023. With all of that out of the way, let's go ahead and get into his tape. Jayden Daniels has top-end athleticism, but he isn't pigeonholed into it. He has elite speed and couples it with smooth running to cause advantageous angles against defenders. The athleticism shows up on designed and scrambling runs, and his speed and maneuverability lets him slip would-be tacklers with ease. Getting into his passing traits, he has a great tight throwing motion, and he throws on time with his hitches and within the confines of a play. Within a clean pocket, he isn't jumpy, and he will sit in it as long as he can, making his way through his progressions calmly. He throws to open players and does not put the ball in harm's way, and this past season he only had a 1.6% turnover-worthy play percentage. As part of that, he's keen to check down. I wouldn't call him quick to check down because that would show a lack of confidence or his verticality game, but I do want to make sure that this isn't being misconstrued. His arm strength isn't a worry at all, as he had elite deep throw accuracy and he made throws outside of the numbers look effortless. Combining the leg and arm talent together, he is a great throw on the run, something that's a little surprising given some of the cons I'm about to tackle. His short pass accuracy is inconsistent, and definitely the weakest aspect of his passing game. This accuracy is worsened more whenever the short pass happens to be immediate, as if the target acquisition is a tad bit slower than the throw itself. He at times can lack anticipation with his throws in that intermediate area of the field, which, as I mentioned as a pro, he only throws to the open players, but projecting ahead, he will need to learn to throw a tad earlier than he's comfortable with because windows are not as wide open in the NFL. Another aspect of this is that if the window isn't wide open, he can hesitate and double clutch the ball, leading to pressure getting free or missing the small window. In regards to all that pressure getting free, when it does, he abandons looking for wide receivers, instead maneuvering to extend the play, and he will book it for the sticks. If he were any less athletic, this would be a major red flag, but he's lucky to be as uncatchable as he is, which perfectly segues into my next point. If Jayden Daniels doesn't attend some sort of baseball boot camp and learn to slide, he won't stay that fast for his full career, something which I would love to see. I'm not knocking him for his lean frame. I don't care that much, but it's the fact that he subjects himself to these hits instead of just stepping out of bounds safely or sliding. It's scary looking, and if I'm a team that spent a top 3 pick on him, I would have a heart attack every time he decides to leap into a linebacker's frame. In conclusion, I do really quite like Jayden Daniels' game. He's elite at throwing deep, and he may have an underdeveloped intermediate and middle of the field sample size, but he's still great. He is a little inconsistent in the short passing game, so I don't see him going to any team that's looking to run a West Coast offense. But a team that happens to have great vertical threats, he would be an absolute weapon for them, along with his rushing threat. You can't run cover one, you can't blitz him, because if you blitz him, he's going to run faster than you and pick up yards, even if it may not be a huge 60 plus, 70 plus yard run that he is capable of. He can still pick up these 3-4 chunks off of a blitz or off of cover one with a spy. He doesn't need to be handheld through this process. He's going to be able to come into the league, and if you give him simple reads and if you give him some deep shots to hit, he will hit them. And if you give him some good read options where he can take that ball, he'll take them. The real issue I see with him is that short accuracy for some teams, and coupling that with that, not his lean frame, as I said, but his willingness to take comical hits. You remove the comical hits from his game, and this is the top end, pure, like, generational prospect. Another aspect to consider is his LSU wide receivers, 2 of whom are going to be going in the first round this year. He might not have a receiver class or a receiver room, which is 2 first round wide receivers. He might need to adjust to the windows being smaller. And so there's a little bit of projection to being a little more conservative with his ceiling. But personally, his rushing threat, I very much see him as high end. I think that he's able to throw and he likes to throw and he stays in the pocket to throw. He's not running for the hell of it. He runs to make plays, and he does when he runs. But with all of that out of the way, I do like Jayden Daniels quite a lot. Soon I'll be having these videos come out on Drake May and Caleb Williams, so stay tuned to see how I kind of compare him to them. But that's all I have for y'all right now. Go ahead and leave a comment, like, subscribe if you enjoyed, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Deuces.